1 minute before showtime. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's get this party started. Right? Don't need that, but we do need you, Blog Talk. Hey, everybody. Getting this show started on the road. Want you to join us, please. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I hope you're ready. Because it's about to go down. Queen Vanetta on with us later on.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4. Radio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wake up, it's the top of the morning. It's time to take a sober moment home to time. Sober. Community corner with goodness in the poetry class on the poetry corner.
How you doing, y'all? And good morning again. We got goodness right here. Yes, yes, my friends. Hey, goodness.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fair square. How are you?
Listen, I cannot complain. If I did, I would be remiss. Good morning, Kelly. I see you the first one up and popping this morning. I see you. Good morning. What? Wait, say it all. Let's out all together. 1, 2, 3. Good morning, Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? Goodness, you got me on that. And I do say it, but it's just like, you got to say it again publicly with everybody else sometimes, because that's what you done got us doing. So, goodness, I just want to start off with you. How you doing this morning?
I'm okay. Not too bad. And what about you?
You know, goodness, I found out that this is the voter registration day. And so you are encouraging a lot of people to vote and register to vote in such a mannerism. And it's important to have your voice. Our candidates are out there. Make sure you research them, but make sure you're registered to vote. So that's what today is. What do you have to say about voting?
Some people say it's not really necessary, but it is when it matters. It is when it hit home, so it definitely matters. And especially for the young kids,
Exactly. The other thing that you want to pay attention to this week is it's Minority Women in Business Week. So the minority women over at the Minority Women in Business Center at the Beverly Gray facility here in Buffalo is hosting some workshops, some opportunities for minorities and businesses and women in business to really build their business and make it better. We all have our thoughts on how that looks, but as minority women, and I know for a fact that it's an awesome opportunity to look into and just make sure that you have your business concept and plan full force so that no one can deter you from which way you want it to go. Not even people that call themselves helping you. With your vision. You don't want your vision to be deterred by someone political or just because they're giving you money. You know how that can get, right, goodness? You know how that can get sometimes.
You don't even want it distorted,
Exactly. And sometimes go ahead.
I just say, that's really the main thing,
Yeah. And sometimes when government gives you money, that gives them the opportunity to go deeper into what it is you're doing. Remember, first 5 years, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Okay. Stay right there, Queen Halima. I think I see you. Don't move. You come on at 36. Stay right there. If that's you, then send me a thumbs up. I got you. I love it that you called in because that's what we needed you to do. I see you. Stay right there. And she's on live, so that's a beautiful thing. In just a couple of minutes, we're about to have the Law of the Land with James Gill. But of course, goodness, we have to say it again because you know where we got sent to, goodness? When we're getting sent to the black. the Black Achievers, the 47th annual Black Achievers in Industry Awards. And when you're talking about minority businesses or businesses as a whole, this is like the end all be all of the events that are happening. Big shout out to Bernie Taylor, our literary agent. Want to send her a shout out again because it's this is formerly the Adams Mark, but it's now going to be held at the Grand Hotel October 5th. Herbert Bellamy is the CEO chairperson. Dion Williams, and big shout out to Rice L. Woods. It's a red carpet reception. Goodness, at 5:30. Are we going to try to be there or what? Dinner at 7. Okay. And let's just say that these tickets are nothing to say the least cheap at all. This is a big event and the turnout is just one that is phenomenal.
Well, a couple of years ago, I had a family member who was an honoree of one of those awards. So, it's very prestigious. So,
And last year, one of our other sponsors, actually, and James and I from the Law of the Land, who we'll have in just a minute, we had a chance to go see our sponsor get her award, which is Je ne sais quoi, the owner of Je ne sais quoi, AKA, I got to say it, shout out Big Moms, but it's still a business, and that operation of that business has grown. And so those are industry minority women that or a woman in business that's doing the dang thing. Same thing with Bernie Taylor doing the same thing. You can really give a lot of shout outs to a lot of minority women that are in business. Women in business, period, is not easy. Being a woman in business, you really have to nowadays, I hate to say it, but it's almost like you're changing the old boys game. And with that being said, you want the old boys game to change. So, you got to do what it takes to make sure that it makes a big difference. In just a couple of seconds, we're going to have the Law of the Land. So prepare yourself for that. And we're going to bring our guest on. So all I can say is, are you ready for the Law of the Land? I know that's right. And also, I'm going to make sure that this is our guest. I'm going to bring her in and just make sure this is her right here. I'm just going to say hi. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Perfect. Want you to stay right there. I knew it was you. I just wanted to check. And as we prepare for the Law of the Land this morning, hoping that everyone stays safe on the ride in and out of everything, here's James Gill with the Law of the Land. Good morning.
The law of the land for today is, have you arrived? Have you reached the top of your mountain? If you have not reached there, what are you doing about it? Do you need to start something? Do you need to speed up? Do you need to slow down? You have to realize what you're doing in order for you to make it to where you need to go. Because see, what really happens is when you tell yourself, I have arrived, and you like that stogie and said, I am where I'm supposed to be, the real definition is you're tired. You're tired of running. You're ready to say, I'm ready to just enjoy what I have. Now, is that going to be a little bit, or is that going to be a lot? Because when you finally run out of steam, you're not going to be able to move any more further. So you're going to just have to accept what you have. And are you going to be miserable the rest of your life? Because you didn't give it your all. You didn't give it everything that you know that you had to give it to be the successful person that you know that you wanted to be and you know that you could have been. Because you don't sit back and say, I have arrived.
For Sister Halima right here, Queen Vanetta, bringing her back. Okay, computers. So he's like, slow down. You're trying to do a lot because I don't want to feel like I've arrived. We have not arrived yet. There we go. All right, Queen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Greetings.
Greetings. And yes, goodness, I hear you. Go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to say, good morning, Queen. What I wanted to say about the Law of the Land, he's correct. Sometimes you have to patience, though, because you don't want to run out of steam. And at the same time, when people feel like they have arrived, when you conquer that mountain, it doesn't stop there. There's other mountains to conquer. There's other mountains to climb. So, when you feel like you've arrived, you still have, room to, arrive from that. So,
You definitely do.
You
What
know, and like you said, you don't want to live with that regret. That's what it is.
you really don't. And with that being said, there's no regret to parenting. There's no regret to this sister coming back to the show because she's always there, even when she's not on the air. She's on the air. Sister Halima, Queen Halima, Vanetta, you know, you all of that to me. And the poet guru, I bow down to thee. Have your way this morning. What brought you back? What you hear? What you know good? Queen, you there?
Yes, I'm here and listening to all this wonderful, wonderful discussion. When you talk about being a mother, then I had to jump in. I had to get my twirl on. So I hope you let me just kind of double dutch just a little bit.
I'm twirling. We twirling.
Oh, you twirling quick. Okay, yeah, you right here. Okay. Well, there's so much that has been said, and when I spoke with Queen Goodness, and peace to the King as well, Sky, take that brother's moment out with what the brother has said. Peace and love to him. I just wanted to share some thoughts on being a single mother, just to add to the pot a bit. And please, this is a conversation. Anything, but going back in history, of course, her story, we always want to remember that being a single mother goes back to antiquity. It goes back to African antiquity. It goes back to indigenous and even woman-centered cultures where, just the focus was family. And of course, the focus too in that family was union, that being marital where it is. However, there were the occasions that happened where there was a break in union. Either there was something that happened, intimacy before the marriage, intimacy could just be free in that society, or intimacy happens after a marriage. We put on for our fam. And so family first, village culture, nature first, to be surrounded by that child, by that woman, and at all costs. However, we do have to remember that if there is a break in the culture, if there is a break in the nation, village, family unit that is surrounding that child and that mother, then that's where there is a generational breakdown. That's when there's a breakdown and we have to consult and get healing through our spiritual base, whatever spirituality that is. We go to the elders, to our community. We always want to keep the queen restored. Why? Because she is the first teacher. Because she is the key to the culture. Okay, she's the perpetuation of all things. So it's important that we remember that. And do that. And that I'm not speaking too fast. So what I was asked to do as well was to just tell my story a little bit. And again, this is a conversation. And at the outset, I want to give a shout out to the elders and ask their permission. But shout out to my moms, of course, on the east side. She's doing her thing. And I encourage all of the callers and whoever to please give a shout out to your mother today.
Yes.
I'm a baby. Yes. I'm a mother of one son, but I'm a what they call stepmother. But in African culture, there is no step. Keep the fam first. You're either family or you're not family. So I am a mother, a community mother, and what's called a stepmother to many. I have a love daughter. That's what I call her. She's at Davidson College, Charvet, and also through my current marriage to my husband, I have 3 more children who live in Nigeria, and I have countless babies in the community. But my awareness came with the first union with my son's father. We were not married, but we were in a long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. And then finally, things happened. My son was born in 2007. In 2009, my son's father and myself, we parted ways. We tried our best to co-parent. However, that reality of being a single and quote mother did crash on me. It was very traumatic, not just because because the relationship was lost. But also, and put that in quotes, lost. I thought it was lost. But after a while, I learned that our family unit had to be restored. Even though we weren't together in the same household, we had to realize we may have been single parents living separately or separate parents per se, but we still were one family. And so if anybody knows us in the community, we do some non-traditional stuff. Me and Dwayne, he's now an ancestor, so peace and love to him and his beautiful soul. But we be at Kwanzaa sitting next to each other. We be going to field trips with our son there, both sitting on the bus, even if it's not next to each other. Why? Because we love our son, we love our children, and we knew that we would try our best to do what was best for him. However, just like any other single mother, when my son got sick, guess who had to get up? Guess who was with him? Wow. When the school events happened, Dwayne would come, but it was mostly me. Right. All of the football practices, guess who was there? Right. Me. Times when I was tired, still had to get up, me. You know, and wow, it was a lot. It still is a lifestyle that even finally, although I still consider myself a newlywed, being married for 4 years now, you know, but even now, that doesn't leave you. Being a single mother does not leave me. The emotional trauma of being separated and feeling the world on my shoulders, you know, and having to be prepared by any means necessary because I am a mother and I am an African mother. So we take that seriously. All mothers do. You know, they have this quote. It may be a little vicious, but it says, you know, I might die for my husband, but I'll kill for my baby.
Well, you know, I'm gonna put a rubber band on the rubber band ball for that.
Warrior mother, and I am a warrior queen.
Listen.
So, you know, that's where it is. And then finally, just to close out my story, and please, if I jump in, if I'm over talking.
No, you good. Have your way. You telling the truth.
I became as well a single mother in a way that I did not expect twice over. Meaning that, you know, because, you know, God is a God beyond my understanding. On August 4th, 2017, Dwayne ascended. He was exalted to the realm of the ancestors unexpectedly. So here I was, me and him going back and forth as co-parents. And you know, anybody who's is a single mother or in a co-parent situation, y'all argue, y'all, you know, go back and forth and try to do things operating out of that love for the child. Right. And sometimes you have to come back. But here it is, unexpectedly, he went to the ancestors. And there was a different and another level of single motherhood. How it was just unique. That's what I could call it. Unique, sad, traumatic, but also a greater understanding on how important it is for me to be a culture keeper, a village keeper, as a mother. So I keep my son restored and whole, and knowing that even though his physical presence of his father, his first hero, him, and within us, we are still a family. Wow. And also, too, the weight of that, and it was tremendous, sisters, that I felt in being almost a single mother in full, because here I am having to fill out the paperwork for school, and there's the mother spot. What do I put in the father spot now? Right. He transited 2 weeks before my son's 10th birthday. You know, my son was in summer camp. So now I had filled out the paperwork before he transcended. Now what do I say? Now how do I handle this? Now having to go back and change the child support, and they do the vicious thing of making you go back to court and stand say, stand before a judge and say, they'll bring the death certificate and say, he's no longer here, discontinue the payments. And those who don't have to have that arrangement with child support, I say to you, okay? But that today's discussion is just about the life of a single mother. And then ultimately, watching my son go through the trauma 2 times over of single parenting, watching him be upset when he's 2 and 3, growing up with single parents, and cry when daddy dropped him off. How come the people I love can't live in the same house and I see him all the time, mommy? And then in 2017, where is my father? I miss him. I want to hear his voice on the phone. Mommy, I love you. You're not going to leave me. So we have to rethink the whole way in which we see family. And we have to stop arguing over, is it right to be a single mother? Is it wrong to be a single mother? What's wrong with y'all when you all are single mothers and you act up and you act a fool and you got attitude or whatever? Why do you love your sons, love your daughters, but, or love your sons, but teach your daughters to be women? Why are you so mad and all of this stuff? Because so much of the focus is on the single mom, in quotes, instead of on restoring, healing, repairing family culture and community. And I'll just stop right there. And then we'll move about reality, life, and all of that.
I mean, Queen, I got chills over your unadulterated, in which you are so raw and uncut that you give it so real, so deep. It's what Evangelist just said. Good morning, everybody who joined us. Queen Halima is on. We continued the parenting talk. I got chills because you really painted a picture that is hard to erase if you've ever been in those shoes. You painted a reality that we cannot continue to ignore because it exists. Being an educator today have me on a different level, because I have to look at my students as well as my children as if I understand, because I've been there. I am there. I can resound what it's like to comprehend what you just said, and really have to look at sometimes, wow, I messed up this morning, because you just spelled it out. And I love the fact that you included the kids. Before 6:55 to the top of the hour, goodness, what do you have to say? It's 6:53 now.
And really, just listening, and when you have to deal with that child support, excuse me, and, you have to stand before a judge, what that does is, it's almost like you have to relive the trauma, it's bad enough that the parent transcended, or did, but, then you have to relive that all over again. And, I just want to say, I had an event for people who lost a loved one this year. And Queen Vanette, I believe you hosted, correct? Yeah, you hosted it. And, 1 year came out, and this was the first time doing poetry for anyone. And he did a poem on his father, and it was so touching. And, for him to even say it before people would express his emotions, how he felt, his connection, and the continuous connection that he has, being that his father is the ancestor. Now, I know we were talking, we had spoken of your mother, in your household. Can you give them a little bit of that? Because I want to go somewhere, but I just want you to get that point out so that we can we try to briefly talk about what we were talking about. Just like any baby, my mother is the strongest woman in the world, and my parents were married for 25 years, but in my journey through motherhood, especially single motherhood, I realized that even though my mother was married, my father was a community activist and a professor at University of Buffalo. He was through the arrangement, their marital arrangement, of course, being an activist, it keeps you consumed in the community. And so I realized, though, my mother, even though married, was also a single mother. We always with us, she worked as well and went to night school so she can get her bachelor's degree in business, took care of my three sisters, kept the home going, did all of that, organized the home, cooked, clean, everything that went with it, handled the expenses, all of that. So, that is my rock and my strength, is my mother as well.
Wow. That is a true example. Goodness, it's 6:56 to the top of the hour, and then we cannot have her on the show without you opening that up. It just don't work that way. So we got to open it up before we start our day. 7 o'clock on this Testimony Tuesday. You've been joined by Queen Halima. The story of parenting continues because it's an evolution that we have to just begin to, which I guess cultivate into another level. You know what I mean? It's time to cultivate parenting in another level and looking at family first. Goodness, go ahead and open that cut up. You there? She probably put. All right. I don't know. Goodness,
Well, how about if I just move on in and do it wordism style, okay?
Go ahead, sis.
All right. This is called Marriage Proposal, Life as I Live It Now. I don't know if I want you to marry me just because I am your baby's mama. Don't get me wrong. I applaud what that sister is doing in Washington, D.C. to unite African families. She has a right to exercise a new holiday called Marry Your Baby's Mama Day. I'm just speaking for me and my many assets and entities. I have earned my way through this life. I wear my warrior scars proud, which, by the way, are no longer called stretch marks and are now called beauty marks. I'm saying, when you decide to do that thing with that ring, be sure to acknowledge and love all parts of me. Let it be a testimony of not just the manifestation of our continued love-making, but also our life-making. Reassure the queen. Remember, you were brought together with a woman who has so many talents and gifts to bring. Work every day, cook and clean, bear and nurse a baby, write poetry. Early 8 in rituals of praising God, washing bodies, dressing me, dress a little he, reminding you of your schedule, write poetry. Shop for bargains, go one more week with holy stockings and rundown shoes because we need milk, food, gas, and fun too, write poetry. No matter how sleepy I am, see past the haziness and make full love to you, write poetry. Secondly, poetry, write poetry, read to the baby, check the little girl's homework, still be a beautiful daughter to my own mother, put up with phony ass people in their bookish at work so I can continue to be a magician and sorceress with my paycheck and divided pie irrationally into 3.14288613 to infinity, make a way out of no way, and at the end of the day say, okay, praise be to the Creator, forgive me this day. Is there any way I could just have one more free moment to just write poetry? Are you sure you want to marry me? Peace and love.
Get 'em. Goodness, you there so you can get 'em out. We gonna see where she at. Listen, it's a Testimony Tuesday. And at the end of the day, we want to thank you so much, Sister Queen Vanetta. Anybody you want to give a shout out to as we close out this Testimony Tuesday and come back tomorrow?
Yes, Dante Sonnet, shout out to the whole entire Rhodes family, Overton family, Carter family, and most of all, shout out to my second Dennis OC, my husband, and keep the family first. Shout out to you, Solar, you, Queen, goodness,
Thank you so much, Queen. Here's a little AI.